Everybody thinks Solo Sikoa turned on the bloodline. I think that's exactly what Roman Reigns wants you to think. Because the more I start to look at the evidence, the less this start to look like a rebellion, and the more it start to look like an undercover operation. If I'm right, the Seth Rollins, LA Knight, and Royce Keys aren't standing next to a new ally. They're standing next to the man who's going to betray them. Today, we're opening the case files on this episode of the Crimson Mask Show. Welcome back to the Crimson Mask Show. I'm MFGDs, and today we're going to do a little investigation. We're going to ask one simple question. Is Solo Sikoa still secretly working for Roman Reigns? WWE will have you believe that Solo Sikoa hates the bloodline. They will have you believe that he's going to just ride off into the front lines with Seth Rollins, LA Knight, Royce Keys. They're going to fight Jimmy, Jay, Jacob, and Roman. They're going to destroy them. They're going to eliminate the bloodline. If that's what WWE is thinking, if that's what you're thinking as a fan, if that's what you're holding your hat on, it's not going to happen. It's not going to happen because I'm telling you right now, Solo is still working for Roman Reigns. He's still working for him. And I'm going to give you every bit of evidence for it. Let's go through what Solo Sikoa has and has not done. Solo Sikoa has attacked Jimmy Uso. Solo Sikoa has attacked Jey Uso. Solo Sikoa has attacked Jacob Fatu. But for Solo Sikoa to be so dead set on wanting to eliminate the bloodline, he has not once directly confronted the OTC Roman Reigns. He hasn't done it once. He has not done it since the MFTs disbanded. He is going after every member of the bloodline except Roman. Jacob gives us one of the biggest clues. Jacob does not listen to Jimmy. He does not listen to Jay. He only listens to Roman. So why wouldn't Solo Sikoa have that same mindset? Okay, in the public, I'll attack Jimmy. I'll attack Jay. I'll fight Jacob, but I won't dare put my hands on my OTC. Because that's exactly what's going on here. That's exactly what's happening. Clearly, WWE wants to put your attention on the fact that LA Knight, Royce Keys, and Seth Rollins don't really trust Solo. Because why would they? I mean, think about it. Just like a little over a month ago, you had Solo Sikoa and the MFTs beating up Royce Keys because he wouldn't join them. Now, all of a sudden, their allies make it make sense. Make it make sense, because it doesn't. Unless WWE is trying to throw us a hell of a curveball and have Royce Keys actually be the one to turn on LA Knight and Solo Sikoa, which would be insane. Which, I mean, him and Jacob are boys, but that would be insane. And I don't know how fans will feel about that, because it doesn't make sense. But they could do that. But honestly, at the end of the day, just keep it simple. I think Solo is still working with Roman Reigns. He can't be trusted, and we're going to find out at SummerSlam. There can only be one. There can only be one. What we're not going to see CM Punk and Cody Rhodes head into SummerSlam as two faces and walk out as two faces. I just don't see that happening. And if it does, it's another pile of shit by WWE. Another thing they fucked up. Somebody has to turn heel. And I'm going to be completely honest with you. I think it should be Cody. I know that Cody doesn't turn heel. I understand that, but for this case, Cody is going to turn heel. Could we go with a storyline where CM Punk is Hogan-esque and he's manipulating and politicking backstage so he can get, everything he wants, be the champion, get the favorable matches? But I feel like that story is over and done with. I feel like the fans are too far behind CM Punk right now, and I feel like Cody is the one getting stale. So I think Cody needs to be the one to turn heel. People who only watch WWE, They have no clue. They have some clue. If you've been watching this shit long enough, you're able to see dashing Cody Rhodes. You're able to see undashing Cody Rhodes or ugly Cody Rhodes, bag over the head Cody Rhodes, whatever we're gonna call them. You've been able to see Cody Rhodes and Legacy. You've been able to see Stardust Cody, all those heel personas, but you have not seen the true glory of the non-WWE edition of heel Cody Rhodes, where he's just walking around with his fancy suits, his stupid smile, being smug, cheating, acting like an elitist. That's the Cody Rhodes that we need to see in WWE to help him from being stale and continuing to be stale. So if I had to pick one of these guys to turn heel, it's Cody. If I look at it right now, if I just looked at the evidence of who's going to turn heel, CM Punk, he did. Sami Zayn's right. CM Punk did just show up after months, show up, take the title from him. Sami has a point. So we'll say that. But that's the only real thing I can look at that CM Punk has done where I'm like, oh man, that's kind of heelish. Cody Rhodes has been acting paranoid. He's been acting not himself. He's been acting ultra aggressive. And Cody Rhodes said something that just made a light bulb go off in my head. It made a light bulb go off in my head when I watched on SmackDown this past Friday. Cody Rhodes says that he doesn't just want to beat CM Punk for the WWE title. He needs to beat CM Punk for the WWE title. And where have I heard that before? Where have I heard that? And it led to a huge heel turn. The last time I heard that was in the promotions leading up to WrestleMania 17. Oh yeah, we all know what we're talking about here. Just one more fight. Yeah, we all seen that promotion leading up to WrestleMania 17, where Stone Cold and The Rock were, I think they're doing an interview with Jim Ross, and Stone Cold says, I have to beat you. I have to beat you, Rock. Like, this is very reminiscent of that. So do I think if you ever are going to turn somebody, do a huge heel turn, it could really only happen at two places. And yeah, there's going to be places like Royal Rumble, Survivor Series, where a big heel turn can happen. But SummerSlam and WrestleMania are number one and number two biggest pay-per-views in WWE each year. If you're going to do a massive heel turn like Cody Rhodes, SummerSlam would be the place, and you'll already have a built-in program leading into next year's WrestleMania. Right there you have it. Boom. I do not want to see Cody and CM Punk walk out of SummerSlam smiling hand to hand, just shook hands, and it's just be cool. On this week's Clown Corner, I'm going to talk about something that really has people tied up in knots this past week. WWE Radio taking over Busted Open Radio. Here's my opinion on it. And I get that this is the WWE segment. I get it. But let me tell you about the damage to pro wrestling free speech. I guess we could call it that. Pro wrestling free speech that will occur once WWE Radio buys Busted Open or takes over Busted Open, whatever we're going to say. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, we'll let Dave LaGreca tell you. If you guys weren't able to hear that, or you were just reading the captions like I was, that's Dave LaGreca basically saying nothing's going to change. And I'm going to call bullshit on that. I'm going to call bullshit because I highly doubt, when have you ever known WWE to allow on any of their platforms talk about the competition? Do you really think that Dave LaGreca is going to be able to talk about AEW? Do you think Bully Ray, Mark Henry, whoever's on there is going to be able to talk AEW? You've already starting to see residual effects of that case with Thunder Rosa leaving. Now, don't get me wrong. That could have been an AEW decision. That could have been a WWE decision. But either way it go, she's gone. You know, Tony could have said she can't do it. WWE could have said they don't want her to do it. It could be a contractual thing. But Mark Henry, Bully Ray, Nick Namath, those guys aren't going to be affected. Nick Namath probably has permission from TNA to be there. So that's that. But I just want to call bullshit on that. I feel like that's a huge blow to pro wrestling free speech, because now you're going to lose another platform when you can hear someone talk about all promotions of pro wrestling. A lot of AEW fans have already said that Busted Open already has started moving towards giving more of a negative take on AEW shows. And now you're probably going to either get, and I don't know if it's going to be right out the gate, you're either going to start off with less AEW talking points until it gets to no AEW talking points, or you're going to get something where Dave LaGreca is completely removed from the equation. Mark my words. Mark my words. WWE is a cutthroat, cold, calculating business. WWE TKO. I would not be surprised if they purchased Busted Open, then got Dave LaGreca the hell up out of there. I wouldn't be halfway surprised. So that's my only talking point on it. And the last thing I want to say, really, and I said this over on X, if all the fans who enjoy all wrestling promotions like myself, who want to watch WWE, AEW, TNA, New Japan, whatever, if you can't get that from a large platform like SiriusXM on Busted Open, now going to be WWE Radio, then there are tons, including myself, who is really just getting my feet wet in this pro wrestling commentary space. There's tons of creators out there who honestly, quite honestly, do better, who have better takes, better opinions, articulate their opinions better than Busted Open, and who are more entertaining, who's going to talk about each promotion. So I will say that, and I'll clip this because I think that word needs to get out there. There's not a funeral for pro wrestling commentary being held right now. It's an evolution. And you guys out there who want to have your all-in-one stop shop for wrestling commentary where you can hear about all promotions, there's all kind of creators out there who talks about all of them, again, including myself. So it's not a funeral, again, but I do think it is a huge blow to have a platform as big as Busted Open to just only really be WWE shills. I hate to say it. All right, guys, thank you for checking in. Please like the videos. Please subscribe. It helps us with the algorithm. We're just a small channel trying to rise up to the occasion. So please go ahead and do that for us, and check us out next time on Crimson Mass Show. You know the name is MFGDs. You know the game's the Crimson Mass Show. I'll check you out next time.